All right, we are extremely excited about this property. 50-acre tract. It is surveyed with the corners marked. It has a little hunting cabin, has a creek, has trails all over the place. It does have electric and a drilled well. We're looking northerly. You can see the little meadow area on the property. You can actually see the power line. It's 99% wooded. It does have some meadows by the cabin. There's actually an old homestead. We saw some monstrous oak trees, 200 or 300 years old. We saw yucca plants, which is always indicative of an original Ozark homestead because they would plant those by their houses and kind of use them for different things. Like maybe we would use an aloe plant. They use the yucca plants for different stuff. There's the little cabin. It's got a metal roof, metal siding, but it is either 2x4 or 2x6 construction. It was built on site. Now we're just kind of checking out the ground in general. There's a creek that crosses directly over the north side of the property. There are monster trees all over the place. Big pine trees, like big enough to do a lodge or a log cabin. Big oaks, big hickories. I mean, just gorgeous. We didn't see any signs of recent logging, other than to improve the road and the driveway out here. This is obviously a drone video, but in a minute, I think we do go inside the cabin and check that out. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the private road that goes back to the cabin. This sits at the very end of the road. I mean, this is as private as it gets. You could gate the property if you wanted to, since it's at the very end of the road. This is just us kind of driving down the road, the private road, to get to the cabin. Gorgeous out there. I mean, the hunting is phenomenal. Most of what we sell, the vast majority of what we sell is hunting land, recreation land, no structures. Every now and then we get a property that does have a structure on it, and this just happened to be one of those cases. So this cabin was there. We really don't know any of the history on it, other than it's been there about 20 years. There's the little cabin. And now we had not seen inside the cabin until after we had already gotten involved in the project. So we had only seen this from the outside, and it looked kind of messy because it was in use by the hunters. The porch had a bad board, which made things look shabby. I think that's been fixed now. But when we first walked inside the cabin, and I think we have that video coming up, we were like, wow, this is way nicer than expected. So this is fun. Just looks like kind of this old hunter's deal. You assume there's nothing inside. You open it up, and it's like, wow, this is actually really nice. This is a great little hunting cabin. It's got the main room in front. It's got a kitchen area off to the left. You can see the power box over there, or the circuit breaker. And then toward the back on the left, you've got a little bathroom. On the right, you've got a little private bedroom. And then there's a back door that actually leads out to a small deck, which is pretty cool as well. Those are TV stands up on the left there. It was nice and bright in there, a bunch of natural lights. The kitchen cabinets are, well, they're nicer than the ones in my home, for sure. Doesn't look like the plumbing had been hooked up. There is a drilled well, but it was probably original to the structure that used to be here, and then at some point they removed the well house, but you can see the well. I mean, it's intact. I don't know if we have that on the video or not. And we're just kind of goofing off over here and checking out the inside. I mean, this was used essentially by probably 3 or 4 guys just for deer and turkey hunting, and it was set up nicely. It was somewhat of a warm day, about 80 degrees when we were out there. We walked in the cabin. It was nice and cool, like naturally cool. There's the little bathroom area. And then the yard itself, I don't know if we have that in the video, but the yard is beautiful. It's a mixture of big hardwood trees and some meadow areas. It's just awesome. There's the little bedroom. It's actually fairly good sized. And then we opened the back door, and there was a big deck back there. There were so many leaves we couldn't open the screen door, but a big deck. Definitely needs to have some boards replaced, but overall, I mean, it looked pretty solid. And there's looking toward the back. There's a little tool shed back there. On the ground to the right of that blue bucket, that's the drilled well. So you can see, I mean, everything is in place. At some point, the well house was removed, but the drilled well is actually capped off. So it might be good to go. I mean, you'd have to mess with that and see, but it is there. So outcastland.com is where you want to go to check this out. It's within the White Ranch project. There are 20 tracts. This happens to be tract 8, 50 acres, end of the road. So outcastland.com, we'll put a link in the video description. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in a direct link in the description. Or again, go to outcastland.com. But hey, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube videos. That is by far the best way to know about the new stuff. So hit subscribe, click the little bell if that's still a thing, and so YouTube can notify you when we have new videos. And yeah, hey, we hope to hear from you.